Crisis in Ecuador: Unraveling the Security Challenge and Government Response. Update. Executive Summary. Ecuador is currently experiencing a significant security crisis. President Daniel Noboa declared a nationwide state of emergency on January 8th, valid for 60 days, in response to escalating violence and organized criminal activity. The situation further intensified with the declaration of an internal armed conflict, leading to military action against criminal gangs. This report details the current security environment, focusing on recent incidents, governmental responses, and implications for U.S. citizens and institutions in Ecuador. Background. Ecuador, traditionally a peaceful nation, has seen a drastic increase in violence and gang activity in recent years. This surge is primarily attributed to the expansion of transnational drug cartels using Ecuador as a transit route for cocaine to the United States and Europe. The recent escape of a notorious drug lord, Jose Adolfo Macias, Fido, from Guayaquil prison, ignited the current crisis, leading to a declaration of a state of emergency and subsequent curfew. Analysis. Prison unrest. The security crisis prominently features prison riots and hostage situations. Over 200 officials were held hostage in prisons across 7 provinces, indicating the substantial influence of gangs within the correctional system. Government response. President Noboa's strategy includes deploying over 22,000 security forces, mass arrests over 1,300, and plans to construct high-security prisons. His vow to neutralize criminal groups highlights an aggressive, militarized approach to the crisis. Impact on civilians and infrastructure. While major cities remain calm, the country has witnessed sporadic gang attacks, resulting in civilian casualties and public terror. Social media platforms circulate unverified images of violence, exacerbating public fear. U.S. Embassy and Consulate actions. The U.S. Embassy and Consulate in Ecuador have adjusted their operations in light of the situation, including temporary closures and rescheduling consular appointments. U.S. citizens are advised to exercise increased caution, especially in areas marked as high risk in travel advisories. Implications and recommendations. Risks for U.S. citizens. The volatile situation poses heightened risks for U.S. citizens residing or traveling in Ecuador. It's advisable to avoid travel to high-risk areas, comply with local laws, and stay alert to developments. Potential for escalation. The government's militarized response may provoke further backlash from organized criminal groups, potentially escalating violence. Need for diplomatic engagement. The U.S. could consider diplomatic engagement to support Ecuador's law enforcement capabilities, emphasizing human rights and the rule of law in addressing organized crime. Support for U.S. citizens. Enhanced consular support and clear communication of risks and safety measures are critical for U.S. citizens in Ecuador. The U.S. Embassy should consider issuing regular updates and provide assistance in emergency situations. Monitoring and intelligence gathering. Continuous monitoring of the situation is crucial. Intelligence agencies should focus on gathering information about the activities of criminal gangs, their response to government actions, and any potential threats to U.S. interests. Collaboration with Ecuadorian authorities. The U.S. might explore avenues for collaboration with Ecuadorian authorities in intelligence sharing, training, and resources to strengthen their capacity to manage the crisis while ensuring human rights are upheld. Preparedness for evacuation. Given the unpredictable nature of the crisis, the U.S. Embassy should have an evacuation plan for U.S. citizens if the situation deteriorates significantly. Conclusion. The situation in Ecuador presents a complex challenge, with implications for regional stability and U.S. interests. Government should closely monitor developments, support American citizens in the region, and consider engaging with Ecuadorian authorities to address the root causes of the crisis effectively. Ensuring the safety of U.S. citizens and maintaining stability in Ecuador should be the primary focus of U.S. policy in the region.